You call the book The Eternal Law. Before we get into too many details, can you just tell us in a nutshell what the Eternal Law is about and what message you're giving us?
Okay, the eternal law translates to Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan means eternal or that which is always existed. And Dharma is a law of natural law of existence. I'll explain to you what natural law of existence is. So there is a word in Sanskrit, it's a root word, dhru. Dhru means to sustain. Okay? And dharma is that which sustains. An entity is sustained by the nature of its being. For example, let's take the case of sugar. It's the nature of sugar to be sweet. So the dharma of sugar becomes to impart sweetness. In the same manner, you see other entities. You have the sun. Because of its nature, whatever it is, its dharma becomes to impart heat and light. So dharma is not only your nature, but also the functions that come with your nature. Correct? The earth, inherent nature of its being, its function becomes to nurture. So once dharma is inherently something that upholds you, and you have a place in the scheme of things because that thing becomes your dharma. So dharma is sugar, is to impart sweetness, honey bees is to produce honey, earth is to nurture, sun is to give heat and light, and there are so many entities who are doing their dharma, performing their dharma seamlessly and upholding all the systems in the world. They are doing their job, the duty which follows as a consequence of the nature of their being. Nature of their being and existence. Nature of their own personal existence. So, consequently, what happens is that it follows straight up that if we are human beings, we must also have some dharma. If an ant has a dharma, if a bee has a dharma, if everything has a dharma, we also have to have a dharma. Now, Sanatan Dharma is a codification of the human dharma. So that is the eternal law. That is the codification.
So are you saying that human dharma is based really on the inherent properties of human?
Human dharma is absolutely based on the inherent qualities of human beings.
So how is Sanatan Dharma actually conceptualized?
Oh. Sanatan Dharma is conceptualized on the nature of the being of humans, which is very different from others. So, in the ancient days, there was a tradition of discourse, debate, where sages, we call them sages because they are people with knowledge. Don't call them sages equal to the sadhus that we see today. Sages, the meaning of the word sages itself is knowledgeable people. So they used to have discourses, debates, and from these discourses and debates, certain determinants of human dharma emerged. And based on these determinants, the Sanatan Dharma was codified. And that I say, after culling out all the essences, I have come up with the 4 C's of human dharma. The first is creativity. The second is communality. The third is collaboration. And the fourth is contemplation. Okay, the 4 C's. So we'll just quickly look at it. Creativity. Human beings have the ability to innovate and transform, which other animals do not have. Innovation and transformation. Now, because they have the ability to innovate and transform, they are able to better their lives, modify their environments, and that is why they are also more successful in survival and they add comfort to their living, isn't it? So if they are creative and they are able to innovate and transform, it follows that there has to be an obligation to the universe. So the dharma, first point, the dharma of human beings therefore becomes the betterment of lives of other living beings. Because they are creative, other animals are not, plants are not. So the first dharma becomes the betterment of lives of other beings. The second point is of community. Human beings are social animals and much of their life skills, they learn, grow, evolve in communities. They form relationships, they form bonds, right? And because of all this ability to socialize and this need to be in relationships, because of this, the second dharma becomes to maintain a harmonious society. That is the second C. The third C is collaboration. Because human beings have understood that when there is mutual benefit in cooperating, you can reap more advantages. And we can see this in the ancient days when hunting, gathering, defense, etc. were done collaboratively. Later on, inter-community trade, etc. Right? So all these things were there, and human beings are the ones who can collaborate on many things. So naturally, the dharma of human beings also, the third C is cooperate for worldly progress. So that becomes one more dharma, right? And lastly, human beings are capable of contemplation. Human beings are intelligent. Human beings are capable of smart thinking. Human beings are capable of reasoning. And because of these reasoning skills, we are not simply instinctual humans, instinctual beings like animals. We can understand the emotional triggers that affect our behaviors. We can reason out and put corrections in our conduct. So that is one of the capabilities we have. We also have the capability of self-awareness, of trying to find out more about our existence, trying to find out the nature of existence, so to say. And that is why the dharma of human beings also becomes individual spiritual evolution, which will ultimately lead to evolution of the human soul over a period of time. So these are the four parameters and the four basic objectives of human dharma. Around these four, regulation, norms, what to do, what not to do, all these things become a part of the dharma system. For example, betterment of lives, you have whole books written on how to treat animals, or books written on how to treat the environment. All this is a part of